the 22-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. His throw incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Well, this wind is definitely going to be a factor as this game goes along. He's throwing straight into it here in the 1st quarter, and the ball fluttered on him a little bit. They'll definitely have to file that one away and make a mental note of it.
Hey, let's go. Trick front. Green 80. Green 80.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. To throw on second is Watson. Being chased out left. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And this one complete to Will Fuller. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Bell. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Fuller. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? Maybe a free play for Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides.
Reset. Hey, we got 4 now. Black, get it out, Billy.
From the gun, here's Watson. Flushed out right, and he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage.
Richmond.
To throw on 2nd down, Watson. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. The Texans on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Richmond.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
Come back.
To throw is Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
And now out come the Jags. We do know that they are postseason bound, but they're leaking a little oil, so to speak, as they kind of limp into January.
Yeah, and that oil can set fire to their season, can't it?
Look at that.
See what I did there? But here's the thing that we've both seen in the NFL. Teams down the stretch playing really well. Sometimes it doesn't carry over into the playoffs. Sometimes teams that aren't playing well now, if they have good leadership at the head coaching spot and the coaching staff and within the locker room, they can find a way to turn it around. But no one wants to be on a losing streak as they head into the playoffs.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A handoff to Fournette. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The 4-time All-Pro, J.J. Watt. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14.
Here we go. Hey, 54, Ricky. 372.
Shotgun now for Bortles. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 20. Back to throw, Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Fuller. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Watson now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st down here. The give is to Bell. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Come back, come back.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Watson to throw on second down. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So they move from 136 over to the other as they come up on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Here's Watson looking to throw on second down. This is Bell on the dump off. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Richmond.
On 1st and 10, Watson able to get away. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. The former All-Pro Marcel Darius getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Looking to throw on second down. Watson, quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Watson now operating from the gun. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they will start out in great shape up very close to midfield. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Dancing to his left. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Now the return, Rashad Green. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Elsewhere, a score update from New Orleans. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 27. Second half beginning with a run from Fournette. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Again, it's Fournette. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Here's Bohannon, the fullback. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Fournette. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Now they'll throw it. Bortles. They go with the screen. It's Yeldon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, it's Bortles. Going for the deep ball. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, defensively, you got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop, and they've been able to do that.
And he has gotten better every year he's been in the league, always adding something to his game, one of the premier runners in the NFL.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Watson to throw on 2nd down. He gets this one to Bruce Ellington. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20, 10. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 85 yards. So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10 to 1st and goal. Now Bell. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Texans are in for 6. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Bortles going to throw. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Bortles to the former Jets, Safarian Jenkins for the Jags' first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Bortles. This is Yeldon on the dump off. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves him still needing 11 here on 3rd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Throwing now is Bortles. He's going to wind up into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away,
and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Bell, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now a first carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw is Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Come back, come back!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Those really long field goals, when they are made, they are things of beauty. But there is a danger to getting them started, isn't there?
Yeah, with that low drive, you've got to really keep it low to the ground, don't you, to get that distance.
Yeah, hard to just pop it up in the air because otherwise it's not going to get there. So he's got to drive it low in order to have the distance, and that usually puts it in jeopardy, gives him a chance to block it, and everyone knows it on the other side. That's when you get your best jumpers on the other side of the field and try and get up and get it.
Lucy.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield.
I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Safarian Jenkins has it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Bortles now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Bortles now to throw. Buying time to... Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it. But I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And the ball moved up here now to 2nd and 7 following the penalty. Out of the gun, Watson. And he comes back with one complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. Watson now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Richmond.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
Reset.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. Bell a first down and then some. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Bortles. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Now Fournette. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Room here to run. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cole. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. Wiggles free. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll look to throw. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. They'll try and run for it with Yeldon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And this time they were ready for him, as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Houston, a final win means they will finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, we'll have to see what happens, as they're going to finish the year 10-6. And they'll get their shot at playoff